Welcome on back, folks, as we do get things rolling. We will be looking at Wildcard and Mythic, looking to face on off here in this best of three, starting off on Anubis. Wildcard on that CT side, Mythic on the T, and Tony. Which way do you think this map will go?
Mythic's picked, but Wildcard are the ones that we're going to be predicting typically regardless, and Modem having to answer back to Hate's quick pick. It's this B site that they look to make their way into, but they have to slow themselves now.
And they're playing it out fairly quickly to get themselves onto site. We're just going to be taking this 3v4 retake, looking to come through Stanislaw along with his teammate of Slight. Coming up from the back angle, of course, two players make their way up as well. Hates starts to go ahead and try and feel out the rest of the site. But as we do see Stanislaw find out one, Modem looking for an engagement as Hate peeks around with Stan the man, finding out the frag. Leaving it all down to Flom. Flom, last man standing, finds out what, goes for two, taps away, trying to duel. But, oh man. Oh, what, just running them all down. Nothing else to be done.
No, that's it. That's them taking their time to get back into the site, following the wraparound through middle. They're not going to be going all too deep into that one as Modem actually succeeds, allowing for the plant. They know that they're a man up, and they make good use of it. You said in the pre-show, Paladin, that Stanislaw has the ability to go the distance toe-to-toe with most anybody individually, and there you can see the smiles on his face as his screen lights up his forehead, and he lights up the scoreboard at 1-0.
Good little start there. Of course, we will be looking for Mythic to go ahead and save on up into this one. We'll be looking at that full rifle round to come up into the third. Wildcard, most likely going to be trying to put themselves at that 2-0, possibly 3-0. Ooh, they will go for a bit of a force. Have Hate on a Galil. Of course, I saw two totally much expended. Flom still out of K, so I mean, maybe they're looking for the upset. This is going to be a bit of a difficult one to make work, but I mean, there is the potentiality for it.
Eagles running amok around the map, trying to just get themselves into a forward stance. Is not yet able to do so. Not yet pushed back by Wildcard too terribly much either, so they kind of are given what they want on a silver platter without even yet to know it, as the B site is sounding pretty full of players at this point in time. They'll anchor their bodies over towards A for the time being instead, soon to break through this SMG.
They play it out decently slowly here, and I can't really blame them on this. It looks like ultimately they're going to be heading through canals to play towards A. At least postured for it. We're ticking down towards 40 seconds, so they're going to have to make the move sooner rather than later. Molotov goes down. To keep installed, and ooh, Sonic, a lot of information, but no frags. That is brutal. We do see Freakazoid take off his head, leaving it all down to a 45. The man advantage is going the way of Wildcard, but they still don't have the rifles as they make their way up. Cooper on MP9. We'll see the shots ring through. Trucklover able to find out one. We do see Stan the man in the back line, finding out the first and the second, along with Slides, as we see Slight double it up. Leaves it all down to Flom, who's dealt with fairly quickly. And now, Wildcard, they go 2-0, but good damage done. Able to take away 2 lives there. That's going to force a bit of a buy-up.
Dodging that flash and getting that quick peek. Looked like they might have had that one into a slip back into the site as they continue to drop bodies onto the floor. It's that Stanislaw double kill that keeps them in good standings even so. Rightfully on the shoulder of his teammate. Rides his coattail into the bridge and finds them with their backs turned. Not dropping his gun, not dropping his life. Well, he is dropping it, but not by cause of death. Instead, just to elevate his teammates to that next level. With the money being a little bit awkward even so, following that one, you mentioned it is going to be that buyback from Mythic nevertheless.
Yeah, we'll be looking at them to edge their way around here fairly slowly at the beginning, not necessarily looking to overdo it, but as the shots ring through, Cooper going to be able to find out the first. JBA caught out. It unfortunate, was able to get off some serious damage, dealing out 67 points onto Cooper. It does get finished by Slight, so it's traded evenly. Just the refrag to leave it for work. Now, for the time being, Mythic just going to tentatively look for any other aggressive players that they could try and execute upon. So far, no one wanting to give it to him.
Molotov gonna keep the bodies on the other end of E-Box for a moment, but I think somebody wants to go in for some semblance of information, whether it be there or in mid. A wild spam from Stan elicits one back, confirms the presence of at least one of these T's with an AK in pocket. Aim in control for Mythic. Right place, right time, as Wildcard had just sent a flashbang prematurely for Modem to jiggle into it, not spotting anything, actually swinging out wide as Stanislaw, and Modem's there to help out, but it's Stan to find the double. He's still flawless in this map. They've got 4 players alive somehow, despite the attempt at a crunch. It should have been fine. It should have been theirs, but they only get a single kill in this round, and Mythic, what has happened?
That is brutal. I cannot believe that Wildcard are able to get away with that. They survived with 4 to build up tons of money. And man, it was looking like there should have been a chance there for Mythic to go ahead and close things out and put a first on the board for themselves. But of course, as it is denied away, we do see them suck back down to the pistols. And we're going to be looking to see if Wildcard go ahead and look to continue up a bit of a run of things. And for the time being, it looks like they could.
T goes once more. It's just going to be spams in either direction, trying to find something. Hate given a moment of a shoulder, maybe exposed too far wide, but JBA, he's at pizza, ready and able to help out his teammate before he gets shut down. It's Tech9 from Freak. We've seen do some absolute magic in this same position yesterday with a double kill, walking it up into that B site. A sporadic maneuver this time, though, does him no favors, and Cooper, the second dab into your brother to try and head through, has a smoke. He can toss that one in deep, and it might at least give him room to get close enough to Sonic to be able to pincer from the B main player as well.
And no, Mythic, just for the time being, are sneaking around. We do see Cooper get a bit aggressive. Of course, JBA, we're to find out Flom as well, leaves it all down to Man of Truck Lover, and the Lover of Trucks needs to go ahead and find himself out. It may be a kill or two. He's got himself the bomb. That's one player to deal with on site direct. Stanislaw, JBA, very close in rotation, as he makes his way up spotted just yet. Timing just a little bit off. I thought he was going to be able to go ahead and sneak his way all the way around, but just not the case.
Here's some typing in chat. I'm not sure what
I
that's
do
about.
too.
There's no pause, so.
That's what I was worried about, I'll be honest with you. I was like, uh-oh. There's no way, right? But there isn't, as we are 4-0 coming into the 5th round. We're looking at Wildcard now to be on, not Wildcard, but Mythic to be on this full rifle round. Oh, so important. Cooper finally on his first op in the server. And man, the swing with the MP9. Gotta do so much work. We do see 2 players fall, leaving it down into a 3v3. So it is traded fairly favorable for the side of Mythic to maybe look to play over there towards that B site. We do see the Man of Stanislaw rotating in there from mid, but it leaves it all down to 1 player on the A site. That's Modem. He has got himself rather aggressive.
Yeah, I didn't think that they'd be ready for Slight in that position, but as he gets into it, he is eventually discovered and put down. As they know that Modem was over in bridge side, they're still going to have to clear a connector for Stanislaw, so his position will be made known. Thankfully, he's gotten close enough to his friend to be able to help it out. Is actually overexposed, maybe, was that first player, but the spray from Flom to finish the job is there, and Truck Lover's triple kill, all the more important to put their first round onto the board. That B main push, he needed to shut it down. He needed to be a part of that, because if he had been Felon as well, that would have been an entirely different situation for Wildcard to man up.
Just like that. Mythic, I'm going to go ahead and put a first on the board. Very much needed. We're going to see how far they can look to try and expand this as well. If they can get themselves up towards 2 and 3 rounds, bring themselves within 1 of a tie there by the 8th, it'd be a great look. If they've got the rifles to use again, of course, hey, it's stuck down to a MAC-10. But now they're going up against the fully invested side of Wildcard. We got the op in the hands of Slight. A1S's and A4s there for the rest of the squad. And now we're going to see if they can go ahead and continue to find themselves a bit of status quo. And man, Cooper, that's the way to do it.
Still a decent enough buy to where these rifles might be able to pull one back, and Freakazoid's being chipped away at through that smoke on his fall away, and Cooper's been put down by Slight, who's up now, starts to heat up. As you mentioned Cooper's name, he's almost immediately put out of the round. without a chance to have his impact. And Slight, he needed to be a man on a mission in this one. He needed to be online almost instantaneously to keep them in good form, and good standing they are in this round, even more so now. 2 to the good.
Well, Flom and Hate. Hate gonna have to go ahead and spread his anger around as he makes his way up for a fight. Of course, the back 10 just not gonna be able to do it. It's all down to the big bearded man. It's Flom in a 1v4. He needs to find them all as he plays up there through the bridge position and doubles back after spotting out one. Don't drop into canals possibly here. He's got the bomb and a bit of Utes also. I mean, bomb plant could be the name of the game. It seems like Slight's right into it. But as he goes ahead, doubles back yet again. Playing through bridge over there towards doors. Not fully committed. But as he does, oop, gets spotted out, and JBA quickly takes his life.
This one is well recovered from the man advantage, as it were, for Mythic for a moment there. Freakazoid nearly tossing it away through B main, but it's the rest of the crew that do it before he even gets the chance to. Simply put, a 5-1 CT side start for Wildcard is going to be near flawless for them. 1 round offered up, and moving into their offensive, I think that they're going to be pretty comfortable, I have to say. They're fast. Slight takes a shot preemptively, prematurely perhaps, as he's able to at least get away and take up new residency, and they're low on HP, burning into the molly, and he knows it. But as he faces back into the low HP players, it's the op to finish the job, but Modem's gone down, and now only Slight, with a smoke to dance around the pillar at least, needing the rotation to be through, but it's the flash from JBA to get him in, but Slight's got one more before he's actually finally found. A 3K in that moment makes it so they can't get the bomb planted. In a crucial time, Slight's alive.
Yep, certainly able to go ahead and pull things there for his team. We do see Mythic onto the rifles yet again, though, and this is where things have to get a bit more interesting if you are the side of Mythic. You're currently down by quite a few. You just saw a 6 to get it connected up. You're now playing to try and get yourself to the tie at the end of the half. Meanwhile, Wildcard, they have all the chance in the world to get themselves towards a half conversion at that 7th round and possibly look to expand that lead to even farther and farther beyond. And that's where things start to get really terrifying there for the Mythic side when you're on their map pick. Of course, as Cooper is able to go ahead and get things opened up for us into the map, we do see Modem there on the trade for Freak.
Oh, still here though, firing off shots as Cooper, trying to leg one of them as he had a moment with the flick off the mark, needing someone else to activate from a different juncture. It's Modem who's caught with his back turned. His Hate slid in through mid. They've got no one in that direction to be able to zone it off. It's Sonic now left wondering what to do with 32 HP as he's been forced to give up that position. It's Stanislaw who reclaims B main, but Flom's out in the middle of nowhere and can't connect onto even a singular bullet onto JBA, who's returned his way back to the site as well. They've duped one another in a moment, but JBA comes out on top and keeps the A site firmly in the hands of Wildcard 3v3.
And no A sites confirmed here for the time being, and JBA able to go ahead and equalize as we see Sonic over into connector by Canals to find out the one to bring it into favor. It leaves it down to Cooper and Hate's the last 2 men standing. Hate has started to edge his way around, and very gingerly and carefully, he's played his way over here towards this connector from mid onto the A site. We do have JBA holding it down. Ooh, was he spotted? I think he might have been spotted. JBA, go get caught out. Let's Hate. Go ahead and equalize it. Now we're into a 2v2, and this is doable here for Mythic.
That's a little bit rough. Wasn't expecting that to be how they find their opening pick into this bomb site now. Is even still losing Cooper through the smoke. Not a great look as Hate at least gets that bomb planted for himself. It's Sonic's op retrieved off the body of Slight, which we have seen time and time again do just as good a work. And Stanislaw has been farming all game long just as well, knowing that he's got to be towards A main, or he's got to be at this pillar with the smoke to at least give him some cover, as neither of them are going to spot him. It's the op once more that has to do it, as he gets up close and personal. It's Hate with enough ammo into the gun to be able to finish it, and they had no idea that he could have been in there, as he dances an absolute masterful tango, and it takes 2 to do, as they'll fall, and Mythic, at least with one more back in to try and get this half tie.
Man, that is a way to do it. Well done, well done. We saw Hate go ahead and find out JBA. He was just kind of spotted out as this was peeking. It's a bit unfortunate there for JBA, of course. We see an absolutely brutal shot from Sonic. Meanwhile, Hate goes ahead, dances away on the plateau, finds out the first, and then the second as well to close it. Now we are going to be looking at this full rifle round to come on through. There is a Galil out in the field, but let's see, Mythic, is this where you get a run of rounds going, or is this just a temporary singular round for themselves?
Flown it out into mid. Hopper is blind. JBA burns. He's 100 HP inside of the molly, and the rest of the A-site players have already been dealt with, all but one. And Modem now trying to do it all on his own as Sonic has made his way in through mid, brazen to pop through, but it's a reroute back to B. His bomb is on the back of Cooper. He's got the op as well, and they've got somebody snuck all the way up into CT spawn, and it's Freakazoid to keep it at least clean, as 3 still stand, and Mythic do look to extend their lead.
Yep, they're going to be looking to extend
excuse
it.
me.
Yeah.
Not their lead.
They're closing the gap. Closing the gap. We'll go with that. As we do see the final man of Modem just sort of hanging around, just looking to see if there's an exit to be found. Can't really blame them on this. The whole problem is now, though, here for the side of Wildcard, they're kind of broke, man. I mean, what do you do going forward as you are in the red in terms of economy?
Save. AWP for Modem, that's good. Smoke, nade, kit, armor. Stanislaw with enough to buy himself into this next round if they want to throw it all in, as he can drop a rifle over just as well. That's 3 guns right there. MP9 for Sonic, perhaps. It wouldn't be the worst buy in the world, and we've seen more done with less, and they won't have an op for a couple more rounds to come regardless, so you may as well try something out. Because they're still discussing kind of just keeping them in good communication. I guess they still want to float around that $2,000 mark as they don't go knees deep in debt.
Yeah, no, they don't want to do that, certainly. We do see the up in the field that was carried over. We're looking at Slight. Going to have to be such a heavy hitter to pull things back together. But regardless, this should be Mythic to try and hit their 4th. Bring themselves within 2. We could see a tie here at the end of the half. That'd be best case scenario. But man, the aggressive play coming through from 3 players, or 2 players rather, to go ahead and shut things down. Leaving it down to Cooper and Truck. And all of a sudden, we're down into a 2v4. How does this happen?
Truck Lover and Coop separated from one another quite considerably, with at least the bomb in the possession of the sniper with utility on the belt as well, and he's got more in the spawn if he wants to use it. They're probably going to give this one a go. I can't see why not. They know that they were playing up against just pistols, softened up at least slightly. JBA with no armor or AK, but that's not going to be enough to keep him confident and competitive. As now they're looking to maybe meet up at this B bomb site in a little bit of a rendezvous, as it's 1 through con and 1 through B main. It's going to need to be one of the 2 to crack it and the other to get cleanly in without losing their life onto a trade. It's mid that's been walked back through by Sonic, though, getting a lot of information. As he's on 6 HP, he takes liberties with only this Desert Eagle in order to get the info back, knowing they had got 2 man up. I love it.
Oh. We do see a bit of util being put down to go ahead and close out the site. We will see them smoke it off. Cooper gonna be able to plant safely, and we're into it for the 2 post plants. Oh, making their way on up. Certainly, this retake about to begin. Sonic, he's got so much information on Cooper. He's gonna wait his time, though. Not wanting to over-engage. Wait for them to go ahead, get themselves into a decent position. Now, as the shot rings through, Cooper goes ahead. Gets executed, leaving it down to Truck Lover, and Truck Lover 1v4. Goes ahead, finds out the first, but not the second. Slight gonna be there to finish it.
Yeah, good luck. Bomb plants there at the very least. Sonic was softened. He's not able to be finished off, though. And when Slight's got that off, it'll only take 1 shot for him to be able to put a kill down range. 3 alive, a great feeling considering the money he was in the doldrums. They invest a single Desert Eagle, and I see actually a couple of 5.7s to go along with it. And that's what gets them their kills. And man, oh man, Sonic able to line up the shots for even a second there is just absolutely superb.
No, it is absolutely superb as we get things going yet again. We do see the AKs in the hands of Mythic. And man, it's a bit unfortunate them dropping that previous round. I was hoping they could go ahead and bring themselves within that 2 round gap to look to try and tie things up here right at the end of the half. But now as we see Wildcard go ahead and take a 7th, now they have the chance to go ahead and look towards 8 and 9 as well. They've converted successfully. They got over that hump. The question is, how high can they take it? Things are played out rather cautiously. See Freakazoid. himself into the smoke rather deep. And oh, him and Cooper having a quick kiss as Freak takes him on out.
Slides in. Freak wants something of this. Is there still a player stuck into the back? He hasn't been dealt with. Freak still stands. His teammate loses his life, but he's traded out effectively enough to keep it in good standing and keep it in good faith that his teammates are going to be able to close out the round for him. Modem burns, stands in the Molotov to 14, and they're likely going to hunt him down. I don't think they want to let him save this, and rightfully so, as here's the first. Clothesline. Modem sharp as ever, though. 10 kills to him. Double digits acquired, and there's more on the way around the backside of A main. It's Cooper. He's next up, and he's already gotten to the pillar, but will Modem be ready for it? The answer is yes, but he doesn't have the HP to boot. It'll be another Mythic round, and it'll be a pretty damn good one at that.
Yeah, no, that is an absolutely massive one for them to take up. They had players on weaker weapons. We saw Tech 9s, Galil's out for the majority of these players. Just 2 AKs to use it. They still make the round sing. Able to find out there on the Sonic early on. Slight found out as well. We saw JBA attempt to go ahead, find out one and go for a second swing, but over swinging, he is eliminated. And just like that, we do see Mythic looking to try and end things at a 7-5 half.
This is a better buy than we had seen them work out with a double from Sonic's Deeg. They got 2 rifles, M4A4s, Slight Sniper, who hasn't been doing a whole lot of multi-fragging, with exception of the one round he found a triple over towards A on the anti-eco, but now Modem's gonna need a little bit of help. He's gonna be burnt out. He doesn't have smoke to actually extinguish this one. He's gonna need to take a tool. He doesn't have any vision, but neither does Cooper. He goes down, but the A site looks like it's open for the taking. A spree of shots from Stanislaus 5-7 at least halts them for the time being. No plant yet, and still, he's got more on the way.
More on the way from Stan the Man. Of course, we do see Slight go ahead and get traded all out. Truck Lover fights all that one. We do see Sonic and Hate trading back and forth. The Stanislaw fighting out the bracket leaves it all down to Hate. Hate have to show his rage, but unfortunately, he has none to give, as we do see Wildcard go ahead and close things out favorably for themselves here on the CT side. And that's a good way to do it. 8-4, good position to be in. Of course, not exactly the T side you want here on the map of Anubis, but regardless, this is quite decent out of Mythic, to say the least.
I don't think it's very good. I think this is bad. I think this is
decent.
a really bad way of doing it. A T-sided map, and they're double
down. It could be worse. It could be better. Yeah, but they're playing Wildcard.
I guess, but yeah.
I mean, there's a way for them to go ahead and try and swing the momentum back into their favor. Go ahead, use the pistol round to get themselves into a first there to bring it up to 5. And then just like that, they find that second as well. They're just within 2, and they're going to possibly look at a time they can find out the first rifle. And I think that's where things are going to be really important.
Yeah, I guess so. I'm not in the same camp as you, I have to say. I think this one is pretty far gone out of their way against a team like Wildcard. I think their Anubis T side, especially considering that they've gotten themselves rolling, all of them individually should be one extraordinarily well put together with 3 kills, the difference from top to bottom from Slight to JBA. A pistol round, something for Mythic, but even then, that first gun round's going to be one that they're not favored in. It's going to be more of a bonus than anything else when Wildcard get the AKs back, even if we get that scenario going.
That's
From
why
then onwards, a matter of conversion.
I mean, that's why it's so incredibly tentative to see if Mythic are able to go ahead, find out the pistol, and then they find the third round at half. If they're able to do that, if they net those 2 rounds, and then the one in the middle and one afterwards, they're at a tie. They're looking at a possible way to use that momentum to shift it back into their favor to go ahead and get that run of rounds really built up. So, I mean, there's a decent way for them to do it. It's a rather hard way, yes, but Mythic have the chance to get back into this, and it hinges on this first and third round.
Here we go. Underway finally. Strapping up our boots. Belts locked on tight with the utility for Slight as Stan carries just a little bit of it just as well. There's no raid boss in the way of a P250 this time around. They want to get themselves into the site with as little vision for Mythic to work with as possible, as the B site is very early on going to be their point of contention. It's Cooper who communicates that over to the mid stack that needs to make its way back, and now Mythic are probably going to be playing with a 5v5 post plant and an attempt at a retake with a flash to do it and Hate to hold. It's Cooper who's dinged. and it's a flank and a wrap around, but will it be read and will it be seen as he and Slight trade places?
Plum.
I don't think he's going to turn back in time. Slight will actually, because the shot is fired off, and it looks like they've gotten themselves just back into this one at the snap of your fingers. It looks like the Wildcard have done it.
Yeah, the Wildcard have certainly shown their cards. As Freakazoid is the last man standing here with the duelies. He's able to find out one, bring it down to a 1v2. Isolating these fights are important, and so far they are isolated. He's going to be able to go ahead, fight out the first. Backs off. He stays alive. Time is up, though. Yeah, that'll be all she wrote. Freakazoid backs on off, man. I love the attempt, but regardless, another round goes away, a Wildcard, and like I was saying there, I thought that Mythic's chances hinged on the first and third, and as the first is lost, that is brutal.
Well, with only a scattered bit of upgraded pistols, a nade and a smoke, this is what Mythic are going to try and deny double digits for Wildcard for. And with is bodies are going to be really key for them to be able to overwhelm Wildcard wherever they may be. And maneuvering back and forth between B, mid, and A, it looks like Mythic are pretty grouped up, spread, not too far apart to be able to swing off of one another should the hit come through, and that direction would have been the right call. For a moment, I think Sonic's going to run it into B to try and see what's happening in that area.
Alrighty, a little bit of utility about to be played on out. We should see Wildcard just go ahead and swing pretty hard to get themselves into a 10th round. But regardless, see them start to make their way up. Looking possibly over there towards A. Util placed out, so we'll see a bit of a Canals push on Mythic. Or Slight will be given a shooting gallery along with Sonic now. As they go ahead and just grind them up. It's left all down to Freak and Hate.
This is just going to be them sitting outside of the water, and one outside of mid. Maybe the dualies can collect onto something. The low HP players, I doubt, are going to be the ones to excel through CT spawn. The exit back through A main, much more reasonable. Unless Freakazoid gets to them first, which isn't going to be the case either. This bomb will go up. 10 will be there, and not a single kill will be procured. I think we're going to start to feel a little deflated at this point. Their map pick has gotten them nothing. It's netted them 4 total rounds. Where Mirage was their safe haven in the David's Cup, this time around at CCT, Anubis is no friend to them.
Yeah, no, it is certainly not. We will see. Ooh, Freakazoid get away with carrying that over. Now, as we do get things underway, we see ourselves in a very important position here for the side of Mythic. They've got themselves the rifles. This is the third round they have that I was speaking about earlier. Of course, losing out the pistol. They're in a really, really rough state going forward. They could be able to go ahead and find themselves a bit of momentum to shift it into favor. I'm still going to say it's possible, but it is a very long road ahead of them. And as we do see things getting underway, let's see. Wildcard. Do you hit 11, or does Mythic go ahead and bring themselves within 5?
Blinded, Cooper, off in hand, will be feloned by the MAC-10, who's able to get away, even no trade out. Truck Lover is going to be hitting himself about that one. It is not the time for you to be floundering refrags, and he's got support on the way. Another player on the other end, and they know that this side of the map is weakened, but he might be able to spot them over the top side of that smoke, actually. Nate goes behind, Molly the same, Hate's been dropped, and everything else is going to fall into place following. One player is all that it'll take to shut down the B main aggression.
Well, Plum and Truck Lover, last 2 men standing, and Truck is caught on out. It's left all down to the big man himself. He's stuck into a 1v5, not much of a chance. We should see this B site be realized to be free here in a moment. Ooh, that's a slight. That's a very unfortunate whiff.
All good anyway. Flom's not going to be able to do anything about this one. He's just going to be sitting patiently, waiting for the round time to expire. as another has been snuck away. They're actually going to be on the lookout for him just as well. Modem will fall. He's got another teammate on the other side, but not a lot of ammo left in this gun to find more than just a single kill, and Flom is going to have to run for the reload, and he's been stopped right at the A site where there are players on either end. He is quite literally in a jam, stuck between all of these T's and able to battle his way out. It's flashy, it's cool. Doesn't net them around or anything like that, though.
Well, there we go. The round does go the way of Wildcard, but that is so pricey. So expensive. Regardless, we do see the round come to a close, and now we're going to be looking at a very important one to come up once again. We've got ourselves a 11-4 score line, and for the time being at least, see them edge their way around. There's decent weaponry here for Mythic, but Wildcard got the superior ones to work with.
Dropping down to a pistol right now is Truck Lover. At this point, they're just throwing whatever they can at their opponents in an attempt to get even a minor amount closer. I don't think that time will come, though, as they actually get crunched down on pretty quickly in this side of the map. Nothing going their way, nothing working out, except for Hates A1S, who keeps them honest, but still dictating the rotations well, or Wildcard right now, pulling over Flom just the same.
No, so far they have been able to go ahead and pull them over in a rather decent way. We do see a bit of mid control coming on through now. Truck Lover not going to be ready for him. Of course, we do see Flom give himself a nice little kill there. I'll just stand, leaving it down into a 2v2, so we're not done just yet. Still a bit of a ways to go. And as the bomb is planted into the retake, Mythic, I assume they attempted this.
Yeah, surely they do. They give it a look in already, having found the one kill needed, both low, and Modem might have a clutch on the plate, and not that difficult of one either. He has been really stellar as far as a sub will go, and Flom hasn't left. He hasn't gone a different way, but still having to check his hate, and he's going to swivel back around. I think he's got a kit. He's got more than enough time to be able to do so, even without one, but he's got it. 5 seconds on the timer, and Modem a nice attempt, but Flom not giving him an inch.
Yep, there we go. We at least see them keep it rolling for the time being. Mythic, not done and dusted just yet. Alrighty. Back underway. We're going to be looking at 11-5. It's going to be a fairly important round to come up here now, as Wildcard would love to go ahead and find their closer to put themselves up at map point. Possibly looked at fight 2 as well to send them on into another.
Into the next of Ancient. That's where Wildcard are going to look to finish the job. And seeing how they performed here, I wouldn't put it past them, not in the slightest. Instead, I would even go as far as to say that it's a likelihood, given what we've seen here and now. With that one round in the prior, not going their way, a little bit of a hiccup, and one that they're going to need to look back on, but not in the current point in time, because everything else seems to have gone just the way that they would have hoped for it to be. Is A main, is in their control, it's in their hands, and looking to at least flush out a couple of positions over on the other extremities of the map before making their final hit known.
Yeah, for the time being, they're just playing it rather carefully, just going ahead and feeling around the map, seeing if they're seeing openers that they can get. Put down a bit of util, looking to see if there's a flush. But the util is tossed on out, looking to try and deny space. See shots ring through. Flum. Of course, we do see Slights and Sand traded on back. Take it all down to the final 3 of Mythic. On the opposite end of the map, when they're into the retake. 3v4. Bit of Util's place. Trying to force them on out, and so far not working. But as we do see Sonic go ahead and activate for 2. He's able to eliminate Cooper and Hate. Let me get all down to Freakazoid, and it's he's the last man standing. He'll back on off. That will be the round going the way of Wildcard. Well done by them.
Undetected, uncleared goes Sonic, and he takes his timing to slide out right in the nick of it. Caught with their pants down. A bandit stealing those kills away is Sonic with the A1S. Using the weapon of the traitor against them. And in that moment, just as well, he sets himself onto the top of the board. Much more of what we had seen from him yesterday on Dust 2 in particular. Star shines bright, and the re-signing of that contract looks better and better day by day. Yeah,
no, it certainly does. And as we do see a 12-5 score, what do you think? Wildcard, they end it? What do you think Mythic survives for just a little bit longer off the back of an MP9 round?
I think they're going to close it here and now. One shot is all the Truck Lover is going to send out. It'll absolutely get nothing for its worries, for its troubles. All it's found is a bullet to the face. And this one quickly falls victim to yet another A-side execution that works out swimmingly. It's Flom who's been tagged as his 2 teammates have already been dealt with. The A-side under search and seizure, nobody left home. Trying to re-enter their abode, they found squatters. As the A-site is theirs, they lay claim to that as well as the map. It is 4 kills between...
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome on back. We are looking at Mythic and Wildcard, as we do see Wildcard being up by 1. Mythic gonna have to try and fight things back on their opponent's map pick if they want the chance to send us into map 3. But of course, I am joined by Tony once again as we do get things rolling.
Similar scenes we had spotted from Mythic in the last that we had casted them with the Stool Beretta singular pair put into the cave. It's Freakazoid, while the rest play a deep B site position. Freakazoid eventually inching his way back towards it, but it's actually Wildcard who have entirely left. They've vacated the premises and gone towards short side themselves, where Flom lies in wait, dealt with. Not a single kill from them, and now Mythic are going to know that there's nobody left inside, and they're going to have to fight their way through from a different avenue, from a different angle. They get through the bottom side of the ramp, and Freakazoid's duel is much more successful today than yesterday. He stands into the clutch 1v4. Turn 3, and he's been dealt with, dispatched of, a pistol pulled away, and the CT started off with 1.
Man, I have to say that was an interesting decision for a post play. What do you think about that Wildcard? They go ahead, they get the plant, they back off, play through the back lane, try and get in the cave, try and get there. But meanwhile, the information was grabbed there from Mythic, and they just flooded the site. I mean, like, shoot.
I think it's fine. I think it's definitely an alright decision to make in that scenario specifically, purely because in that moment, there's no chance that Mythic are just going to flood into the site instantaneously to try and defuse. They're going to need to take their time a little bit and jiggling out the angles even so. So Wildcard clearing out Catwalk and maybe even catching a kill. Certainly a feasible idea. One that doesn't net them exactly the results that they were gunning for, but even so, a buyout and Cooper left in the middle of the open blind, still able to line up a spray on a JBA who's put under the dirt, and they have an A1S they can now use as well. And there's only actually one other rifle in the round for Mythic.
Yeah, no, Mythic, they're actually in a bit of a rough position when it comes down to it. Due to bomb plant, we see Wildcard on a bit of a superior buy, and that's scary here for the side of Mythic. We could see this really turned upset, and well, it stands slow. Can't believe he hit that. That's a nice shot. Able to go ahead, find one on the retreat, spots out another, gets information on Hate, doesn't commit to it. And as we do see Modem and Sonic find out frags as well, living it all down to Hates. Wildcard looking to tie things up.
They will be able to do so with relative ease, actually only losing a singular body, and that was the blind Cooper spray. Everybody else not able to do a damn thing to stop them on their way up and in.
Look at this.
No less of Stanislaw on the fadeaway, man, with that smoke able to cover him. It's well done, it's money not in the bank for Mythic.
Yeah, no, I honestly, Stanislaw got away with murder. Just
that is
murder.
Literally true. Yeah, he literally murdered him, yeah. He got away with killing that guy in cold blood.
It's just a bit brutal to see anyways. As we do see a bit of a deagle type around here for Mythic. MP9 out for Freakazoid. Of course. Oh! Truck! That's crazy! Playing in the fire and flames, he's able to find out too. Of course, I doubt he's good for anymore, so going ahead and push back all the way into that A-main position. Sonic gets the kill with the molly. The site control is high, but they don't have plants. Bomb's down.
Sits and waits for the rest to come. The bomb let loose. They need to grab it, and when they do, they're going to need to do it with the bodies as well. It's an HE to blow the smoke and Stan to go through the other side, but he's getting shot into the side of the head himself, actually. Modem able to turn it back in and around, but Cooper, he's almost caught a free timing into Stanislaw, but everything else seems to be working out into their favor from then onwards. They get the C4, they get the site. Freakazoid, he's made his way up close and personal with that MP9 left at the boxes. Will be his utter and ultimate demise as Flom 1v3 here. I don't really favor his chances in, and I don't think he does either without any head armor. He's just going to be poking around the side of A main, hoping to maybe get a freebie, not to be.
Oh, Flom all alone, just backing on off, looking to save over into the next. Can't really blame him on that. Well, this bomb's going to look to go off. That will be Wildcard going ahead and taking up a lead. With themselves 2-1. It's only up by 1, but it's something to work with. Hopefully, this side of Mythic, they'll have themselves better rifle rounds coming up here in the next few. Not sure what their buys can look like. I really love the attempt at the upset there that into this round, but just didn't play into their favor. Like, this play out of Truck Lover was absolutely brilliant. Look at that. Nice little double. Fights JBA slides. Backs off quickly. Of course, he does ultimately get fouled as the other players did flood there through Donut onto the A sites and was able to retake the bomb as well. But, I mean, it was still really well done. As we do now look at a rifle round here for Wildcard while Mythic are on the save.
Good form out. One gun save. Nothing really for Mythic to utilize into this one. The map pick of Wildcard. Looked like for a moment it might have been a bit stunted in their way up. But the boost spotted with the singular rifle, as mentioned, now made known, well and truly so. It's Freakazoid's body. It's discovered inside of the smoke by Slice. Spam through, gets them there first. Now, over to A. There's not really a whole lot to worry about in the way of guns in general in this round, but Truck Lover's Deagle has been something in this match we've seen do some absolute dirty work with, but not this time around.
There we go, Flom. Able to find a kill, drops the rifle over to his teammate, of course. Cooper on that, he's on the AK, and maybe they save those over, and yeah, no, Flom's already on the retreat. Can't really blame him on that. They'll go ahead and invest Cooper and his rifle into this, but of course it's gonna get carried over Galil. As we do see Sonic find out, hey, it is all down to Cooper. He's looking for exits.
Yeah, he's not going to find anything.
Yeah.
JBA discovers him instead. Quick pick. In the side of the donut. Flom not too far off, and MOTM not really sending himself all that far into the B site to be able to discover him. Just barely staying alive from the radius of the C4 even, but he'll stick around nonetheless, and even still these rounds still looking about near flawless, with only dropping one body here and there so consistently. We've seen them now make these ones look like child's play.
Yep. So far, so good, so consistent. And while Wildcard now looking to see if they can go ahead and put themselves up at a 4th. This is the rifle round though. Mythic gonna be looking to try and bring themselves within 1. I mean, it is possible. See which way it does go. And as we do see them playing over from mid here for the time being, rather tentatively, not really over-engaging. We'll see it played slow. But eventually they go ahead and take control. No one there really to engage them for it. There is one player over towards Orange Room that could be able to take fight. But he's not wanting to peek into it just yet.
Slowly and surely they get up and in. front of that smoke. If the CT is giving them so much room even still. You can see their respect has now gone to new peaks and new heights. A slight swap claims the life of one, and Modem eventually will deal with Flom on his attempt at holding the red room. It's no chance, not in the slightest, and Sniper will eventually be downed. But is it too little too late as the A site even sees a smoke dropped and allowing them to get into a position to put it down? Truck Lover might be able to deny Molly on to default just as well. 39 seconds. They might be able to find a kill before they actually punch in the code. Oh.
Man. JBA able to go ahead and find out one, leaves all down and Truck, and Modem gonna be there to close it. That'll be all she wrote as we do see another round go the way of Wildcard. But regardless, they set themselves up by 3, and now they're going to be looking for quite a bit more. We need to see Mythic find themselves a rifle round coming up into the future. Of course, it is going to be a little bit worrisome on their economy here for this upcoming round, but it doesn't look like they'll invest too terribly much into it. Flom just A1S the rest of them pistols, so here rifle in play. But regardless, Utah's toss one out. Wildcard should be able to go ahead and net themselves another round, most likely here in a moment.
Oh, Flom, he almost catches one with his back turn. Eventually will, running it out and away. It's Stanislaus. SMG still close enough to finish the job, but only that. One gun from Flom. 2 have been used. Cooper looks to grab it. Does, but not for much longer. Will he hold it in his possession as he's dealt with just the same? Players activating in the right moments to be able to deny them any chance of slipping into any more of these quick picks in an attempt to slide something cheeky in. It's not going to net them anything at the slightest. It's another pistol round by dropped in the opening stages as Wildcard escalate on to 5, and on their T side, a team brought to life from what was a little bit of a scary affair in the previous best of 3 that we had seen.
Yeah.
This one looks like it's much more under their control.
Things are definitely looking to be in control as we do see Mythic just falling away one by one there into each round, but we do see the rifles back in play. Cooper on the up. This is the weapon and the player that have to really perform. That's who was able to go ahead and carry him into this point there for the previous match. It got up against lag, and now we gotta see if he can do it again. Of course, he plays aggressive here in the mid with his teammate. We see Flom playing into that. Of course, the rest of the team do just play out rather standardly, just 2 to a site there by B. Got 1 over there towards A playing into Donut. Of course, they do have a rather large gap that could be exploited through A main, but it doesn't seem like it will be.
Burning out at the top, actually not going to be burning. Flom allowed to see down, and Modem's fallen, and that's an opening pick and one that they haven't seen netted in quite some time. They want to trade it back. They want to find it through the wood, but Freakazoid keeps himself up and standing as the spams aren't quite going to connect. Looked like they might have been on the money. Only 25 damage exchanged onto him, though, but will Hate actually be prepared for Stanislaw being this far creeped up? This is something that catches a lot of players off guard, and it might just leave Hate needing to rely on his teammates to get back to help him out. It's Stanislaw who's removed the first. Short side, not smoke. It is going to be dry, and the fight just the same. JBA and Slight now getting into it. It's going to be no op to zone, no op to post and hold. It's going to have to be the trades effectively back and forth, and Freakazoid just waiting to jump into it. And he won't even be needed. He won't even be called upon. It's a 3-player stand still as Mythic get around, finally able to start answering back. It's better late than never.
And there we go. 5-2. We'd see Mythic take up a much needed second round. They've got themselves on the AKs, A1Ss, as well as an AWP. Now we're going to be looking forward to seeing if they can go ahead and keep the roll going to grab themselves some momentum here on their CT side to go ahead and try and bring it back into favor. As we do see Sonic and Cooper find out frags. Down to a 4-4. Nice little big slides. Able to find out one as well. How's they edge the way around? Mythic. Now forced into a bit of a retake. I love the attempt at the spam. Of course, just like a beat there is planted safely. Now as the shot rings through, Cooper finds out JBA, and that's the equalizer. This is doable.
Cooper trying to get his way into this site from a backwards position is never going to be fun with that op. He's at least got his teammates who are able to brute force their way through first and foremost, as Freakazoid is just trying to bait out what little attention he can from Slight Sniper. And once he does, it'll be too little for Slight on a swivel, as 90-degree flicks are more than good enough for him, as he'll keep himself up and alive with a hat trick to go along with it. They win out onto the post plant, get back to their dub, and keep the CT side honest economically, keeping them down.
And well, we'll be seeing this looking to go the way of Wildcard to hit that sixth round. A very important one, taking on up. Slights able to show some good heroics there, fighting out Cooper as well as his teammates to put it into that final man who was found out by his teammate as well. Now, as we do see it left down into a bit of a 3v5, as, man, the side of Mythic are just ripped apart. We'll see this round come to a close very quickly here in just a moment, most likely. Unless Hate does something crazy, and yeah, not gonna be the case.
Truck Lovers A1S just stays floating over in the direction of the CT spawn, hearing one burning. That information will not really come to do a whole lot for him, really. He might find the one, a consolation at best, and it's a half lead. Wildcard really making quick work of this one, given all that space and opportunity towards mid, dealing with Flom on occasion when he tries to fight out towards the shelf. In the early stages of the game, he wasn't a problem for them. He found a singular kill as the molly missed the mark, but since then, they've adjusted. They've made sure that that is not going to be a gap left open for him to abuse any longer. It's confident across the board. And Wildcard waste no time, really, once they gain their early map control, executing onto a site. I think it's going to be the same case now with the 8. As they have no one on the other end, no lurkers, no one pushing the extremities. It's Truck Lover who's got to make his way back to A soon enough.
Well, as we see them just going ahead, playing quickly to get themselves a bit of control over there towards A main. They're not fully committed into it. Bit of U-tilt. Fallstone out. Looking to try and flush players and get off initial damage. Try and chip away at them. We see Modem. Whoa! Able to go ahead and tap away. Find out one. We do see Hate trade it back, and he's good for a double. Able to go ahead and bring it into favor. We see Mythic back in the driver's seat, but regardless, as Flom goes out for the swing, finds one, not two. Sonic trades it. Just like that, into a 2v3. This is a difficult place to be, though. You've got two players coming in from two opposite angles. Cooper gets flashed up, but is able to tuck away, stays alive. They fake the plant, trying to force them up. Cooper falls. Stanislaw gets the elimination. That's the equalizer. And Stan the man is going for two. Leaves it down to Freakazoid. He now needs to get them both 49 seconds, and Sonic catches them out. And Wildcard in the deficit on site. We're able to go ahead and close it out to bring it back into favor and put themselves on the board for an 8.
That Hate double really did what it could to try and keep them good into it. Mythic needed somebody to be a hero in that moment with a multi-kill, and once he does, everyone else arriving onto the scene, it should have been fine, but not in the slightest, as Sonic and Stanislaw stay back to back. They make sure that at each given turn, wherever there may be a new Mythic member, that they'll deal with them. Whether it be the first or the second to trade out, it won't be needed. It'll be the heads-up aim duels given over to them one by one, and they are now at 4 times the round span that Mythic hold, now at 2 with pistols and MP9s. It is desperate. It's a dire straight, and it's a buy back into the following with the money at least budgeted enough for it. But what can Truck Lovers Deagle do alone? I doubt much of anything, as 2 shoulder shots connect. Nothing more. This round's already done.
No, this should be a very quick capitulation here, as we do see 9-2 about to be achieved on the board. Of course, we do see a 10% fight back, but it's not going to be the case. Slight does get caught. The Alps down. Freakazoid, do you carry this over? Maybe. No, he doesn't. Sorry, he fell. It's all down to Flom. Flom's got an AK. 1v2, or 1v3 rather. 2 players are low, but he's dealt with. Modem able to go ahead and finish him off.
One more to go in this half, and it looks like this map and this series are pretty much coming to its inevitable close. One that we were anticipating in the Modem slot in is one that has worked out in dividends. He's paying off individually just behind Sonic, who was the star of the previous map. Now he, the tag team former Cloud9 duo, making it work, making it happen, and sending them potentially into that next stage, into that next level, into that semi-final. Now off the mid flash. They're not going to go ahead through it. There's mollies put onto the floor, so they're going to have to wait that one out. No opportunities to get into any favorable duels from that position onwards, as there is an op from Cooper who walks it in and holds the line. No one to challenge from an elevated position. Instead, it's the bottom, in which they lose Slight. They lose the A site just as well, though, and Truck attempting as best as he can in order to keep them steady. Into it, not ready, I don't think, from Odom's spot here on the other end of the molly.
Well, the shots ring through. Glover finds out the first, and, well, that's a good look there. Able to at least go ahead and bring this into a 3v5. Is favored the way of Mythic in terms of man advantage, but as the trades start to come out, Stanislaw getting one. We'll see Sonic look to follow it up. Cooper falls. The offer done and dusted. Leaves it down to this final 3v3. This could be the end of the half right here. Might be a 10-2 finish. The Stanislaw finds out one. Stan is good for 3. Able to go ahead and finish them all off on his lonesome. That is all she wrote to Stan. Big grin on his face. Is looking good and feeling good about it. That's 10-2.
I don't think even Stan really understands how these kills are being given over to him. They're lining up like the stars in the sky, and as he shines bright in that moment, 5v3, man, and they aren't able to bring it back in. A Stanislaw, 10-second timer left on the bomb, actually closer to 15. He just holds down mouse 1. They give him the spray. They give him the round. They give him a 6 KD, and they give them 3 the distance between closing it.
Oh, here we go. 10-2. Bit of a brutal first half, especially on the T side, coming out of Wildcard to go ahead and really try and close things out. They want to finish this off and get themselves into the semis. I can't blame them. And as we do see Freakazoid find out one, JBA finds a frag. Cooper good for one as well. Leaves it down into a 3v4. That advantage starts to go the way of Mythic. But regardless, the shots from Stanislaw starting to come through. We do see Modem not able to find out a frag there to Dota just yet. Well, as Stan gets out one, making his way up. Shots are looking to ring. Not able to connect up just yet. And as we do see Slights as the last man standing, he's in the back line of one. Is at least going to be able to get the kill and bring it down to a 1v2.
Oh, he's got a lot of utility picked up as well. He's going to drop that smoke, tap onto the bomb, flash forward, actually running it up, not even actually remotely attempting to tap onto that bomb. I thought it was a smoke. It was a set of flashbangs, a pair of them, not able to get them in the right place in order to deny the vision from the T's, as Cooper low on HP, even still able to prove himself useful. And they do get a pistol round, and they do keep themselves at least fighting back into this T side for a little while longer.
No, they at least held on and keep themselves with heads above water, at least for the time being. Well, USPSs are out. Let's see what they got. Back 10s there for Mythic along with the Kalashnikovs. Just USPSs looking for the full rifle round to come up into round 15. We should see Mythic at least get themselves towards 4. I don't know if the 5 will be the name of the game.
Okay. Now, passing it out. It's out in mid where it's an absolute melt from Freakazoid. His AK-47 dealing the damage required, and once more, this game, it's got more to it. Little by little, they sneak in some of these rounds here and there with not dropping a whole lot of bodies. Mythic are going to be happy with the AK-47s being carried over and in. The MAC-10s, not so much, but they at least have Sonic on the other end, who they know is with lesser. And Slight with no armor, so certainly shreddable by the fully automatic SMGs. It's out in mid where nobody from Mythic is going to be home. Not yet. A walk through A main, and they've cleared it out quite concisely, though, with Slight on the other end. This is where he would like to be should they walk through dry.
Well, quick shot comes through. Modem as well as Slides are able to go ahead and connect up. Freakazoid finds Bragg as well. Let me get down to Sonic to find out one now. Leaving Hate and Cooper's the last 2 men standing. Slides not going to be able to spot out the first. The Molotov's blocking his path. Well, we do see Hate activate. He's good for 1, but is tagged all the way down to 23. Now as he'll be found out here in the donut, Stanislaw is able to go ahead and close it.
Look at Hate.
Yeah, he's just that. Bit unfortunate.
Great. I love that. I think that's funny. Oh man, they're not laughing though. This is no laughing matter for them. They are quite considerably upset with how they stand. Their stature has been knocked down a peg is slight. He gets armor to go along with that off now. Upgraded to it. And a buy here even still. Thanks to the kills and thanks to keeping themselves alive. That flashbang hits the floor. They look to pop through and they do, but Sonic's gone undetected. He's got them with their backs turned. 3 players.
Oh man. Does he know? Oh, what is going on? Is he gonna just fade away? No, he's just gonna hold. First player falls, of course. He's able to find out Truck. We do see Freakazoid activate. Freak is aware of the player. Over into the elbow. Flom takes engagement. Not able to find it just yet. A Slight finds a kill. Freakazoid gets out the trade. Living it down to a 2v3. Wildcard. Really want to close things here, but Freakazoid and Flom are still making this work by the skin of their teeth. Now it's been a U-Dog gets tossed out. The Molotov forces Modem back. Stanislaw forced as well. Not able to play out the elbow. As we tick down towards 50 seconds. They've got to get the ball on the ground, and Flom should be able to afford to do it.
Yeah, he should. Slight needs to be pretty cautious about how far he goes into it with his op before they actually do get everybody else in their place. He's now awaiting them. Stanislaw needs to get in through donut side, takes his duel, wins his 1, and leaves it to Flom, who's already into the red. He's already been let low, and he's already been betrayed by the triangulation of CTs from every given angle. They flood in through into the site, and it'll be Slight with a pistol, no less, to get them their 12th. A bomb plant for Mythic, but a small victory in the grand scheme of what is now an absolutely massive deficit.
Well, as we get back underway at 12-4. Wildcard. Let's see. Are they going to be able to go ahead and finish things out here? Or is this where Mythic try and make a run back? Of course, they're on the pistols. Tech 9's Mac 10. Deagle, Galil to use, so single rifle. But we'll have to see which way this ultimately goes. Now, Wildcard looking for their closing round. Trying to do it in 2. They should be able to. Such a long road ahead of Mythic. This feels like an impossibility. And his Slight goes ahead and shots up the first. It doesn't connect up, but ooh, big whiffs. We do see Modem and Stanislaw pick up the pieces. We get down into a 3v4. The advantage going the way of Wildcard. And Stand the man gets into the backline finding Freakazoid. Flom playing out over there towards the opposite end of the map. Scott Tech 9 in a dream, but Hate is on the other side and the bomb is down.
Oh, we see that JBA finding that kill even through is probably going to be finishing touches sprinkled upon the map and the game, and Hate just sits and giggles to himself and the rest of the crew as the content floods in and Wildcard secure themselves a space in the next level of the CCT playoffs bracket. He's got so many players on the other end and he knows it. He's aware of what he stands to face. A David versus Goliath story, and there's 4 Goliaths, and he's only the one David. Nades through the other side of the smoke, and they're not going to let him escape. They're even actually ensuring the win more than anything else as Stanislaw drops a smoke. He's within 1 kill of being 18-4 on this game and topping the board entirely, so let's see it. Oh, come on, man. Not cool, dude. All good, all good. It's a Wildcard win nonetheless.
Yeah, well done by them. Wildcard, they go ahead and pick up the series and move on in the bracket. Exactly what you wanted to see out of this roster and what we expect.